Today I'm going to introduce R to you. First, I'm going to explain how to install, run, and interact with R. Next, I'm gonna explain R programming basics. First, you can get the R in the CRAN website. Okay, so in the Google, you can type R and you can go to this website. Okay, so if you are using Windows or Linux, you can choose the Windows R or Linux R in here. And if you choose Windows R, you are going to see a base and click install R for the first time. And then you can download R execution file. Okay? Then you can install your R in your laptop or desktop computer. If you trigger the R, you can see your first R session. So as you can see in this window, you can see R console, and also you need to open a script window. So here you can write your R commands in here, right? Then you are going to send the commands to the console. Then you can run the R codes. So there are more details in here. R sessions are interactive. So as I told you, you can write your codes in here in this R editor window. Okay. Also, you can adjust your syntax here depending on what you got on the console. Okay, so if you run your codes in this console, output appears here. Okay? Also, you can directly type your command here, and then you can see your output. Okay? And all you need to do is save your script file, which can easily be rerun later. Okay? Okay, so you can make a file in here. You need to save this file, and later on you can call the file and run the codes again. Okay? So our sessions are interactive. Okay, so I like to explain the meaning of this prompt. Okay, this prompt is presented to users, so which means that R is ready to accept your commands. Okay, so in this console, you can type your R commands. Okay, and R packages are also important. Okay, so the system allows you to write new functions and package those functions in a so-called R package or R library. Okay. Also, the R package may also contain other R objects, for example, datasets or documentation. Okay, so if you install R package, you can use other specialized functions, also objects such as dataset. Okay. In order to install a package, run this command: install.packages, parentheses, double quotation, package name, double quotation parenthesis. Okay, so I like to emphasize this double quotation. Okay, so without this double quotation, you may not get or install the R package. Okay, so in order to install the R packages, you need to put double quotations. This is the point. Okay. To use a function on R package, that package has to be attached to the system. Okay, so let me explain how to attach the R package to your console. Okay, in order to attach a new package to your system, you can use the library package name without the double quotation. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, we don't use any double quotations in here. Okay, so in order to attach a new package, just use this command, library package name. Okay, so in this example, we attached math package, and after attaching this package, we can call this data set named with shoes. Okay, as I told you, the package includes some objects such as data frames or matrices or something like that. So after installing this package, you can bring some data set or some objects to your console. All packages are available via the CRAN. Okay, so go to this website. You can find more details about packages. If you want to get more details about a specific function whose name you know, you can put question mark in here. Okay, you can put question mark and the function name. Then you will bring some manuals, as you can see on the right. Okay, also you can put help in your console with the function name. Also, you can put double question marks in here. Okay, so also there is a warning in using R. R is a case-sensitive language. Okay, so this U, that U, and this U are three different objects. Okay, so you need to keep that in your mind. For more references, you can go to this website. Okay, also that website. Okay, so let me start with some basics of R programming. You can use R as a calculator. For math, you can use R as your calculator. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Okay. This asterisk means multiplication. Okay. So in this command, this is a log. The base is 2. The number is 32. Okay. In this command, we can consider the square root of 2. Okay. Also, we can define variables in here. Okay. So we put x and we store 1 to x in here, right? Okay. So also we can define another variable named with y, which is equal to 2. Also, we can use R as a calculator as follows. Okay, so addition, okay, subtraction, multiplication, dividends, okay, power calculation, okay, exponential function, okay, log functions, okay, also modulus after division, round to nearest integer, okay, round down to next lowest integer, round up to next largest integer, a combination B, okay, and sine of A. Also, we can use R as interpreted script languages. Okay, we can define a variable TOT. Also, you can see a for statement here. So we can consider a loop command in here. Okay. Also, R is considered as a package-based language. Okay. So in order to attach a package, we need to use the library function. Okay. There is the function name, so famous random forest, which is used for classification and regression. Okay. So in order to use this function, we need to attach the package first. Then we can call the function named with random forest. And then we can define data sets and some values in this function. Okay? Then we can run it here. Then we can print the results of the random forest analysis. Okay? Also, you can see some procedure approach in SAS in here. Also, click and button approach in SPSS here. Okay, so also there are some data objects in R: vector, factor, matrix, list, data frame, array. Then we can utilize some vectorized calculation. Apply, lapply, tapply, something like that. Okay. So there is an example. You can define a matrix in here. Then you can use the apply function. Okay. Also, you can use cal-means function. Okay. I'm going to explain the more details about the calculation. Okay. Also in R, you can use Unix commands from Bell Lab. Okay. ls, okay, and apropos. All of them are originated from the Unix commands. Okay. In R, you can use Unix commands. Okay, there is an example of multiple linear regression in R. We can define matrices or data set first in R, and then we can do the matrix calculations in R in here. Okay? In order to estimate the coefficient of the multiple linear regression, we can use this formula. Okay? And then we can implement this formula in R by considering the multiplication of matrices in here. Okay? Also, you can use the LM function. LM stands for linear models. Okay? Instead of using matrix calculations in R, we can call the R function directly. You don't need to install any package in using LM function. It is a default function in R. So then we can get the same estimated coefficients as you can see. Okay, so by using the matrix calculation, you got the estimated coefficients in here. In using R function, you can get the same estimated coefficients in here. Okay. Next, this is the graphics. Okay. So most of all, I like to point out that we can customize the plots in R. Okay. So there is one example in here. We can define the data vector, and we can use this plot function. Okay, we can plug the data in here. Okay, we can decide the type of the plot and color and x-axis label, y-axis label. Okay, the main title, and then you can customize your plot on your own. Then you can get this plot. Okay. Also, there are some file formats and functions, packages in plotting in R. Okay, let's move on to data types in R. Okay, the first is vectors. We can define a numerical vector. Okay, first, the C represent concatenate. We can connect the data values in chain. Okay, so C means concatenate. We can connect the data values in a chain. So then we can define a numerical vector. Okay, so you can see this function CEQ, which is a sequence. Okay, so in order to get the more details of this function, okay, in the R console, you can put question mark and put the function name like that. Okay, so I don't have enough time to explain all the details about the functions, so just do it. Okay, give it a try. Okay. Also, we can define character vectors, logical vectors. Okay. Also, we can refer to elements of a vector using subscripts. Okay. This is important. Okay. You need to learn how to refer to elements of a vector using subscript. Okay. Okay. Matrices. All columns in a matrix must have a same mode, numerical character, and same length. This is the biggest characteristics of matrices. Also, we can define the general format, as you can see. Okay. This is the default value. In this default value, indicates that the matrix should be filled by columns. Okay. So, but if we change this option to true, which indicates the matrix should be filled by rows. Okay. So we can fill a matrix. Okay. Fill the numbers like that. Okay, or if we consider this option, we can fill the matrices like that, column by column. So we can generate 5 by 4 numerical matrix. Okay, then we can decide the options in here. Okay, so we can put row names, we can decide the column names. Okay, then we can identify rows, columns, or elements using subscripts. Okay, a data frame is more general than a matrix in that different columns can have different modes, numeric, character, factor. So we can define D, E, F. Okay, they have different modes, and then we can combine all of them in data frame. Okay. Then we can define the column names in here. Finally, we will get this data frame. And there are several ways of identify the elements of a data frame. Okay. If you put 2 colon 3, you can get the columns 2 and 3 of data frame. Okay. Also, you can put the column names in here in order to identify specific columns, and also you can use this symbol $. Okay. Let me explain about the lists. This is an older collection of objects. Okay. A list allows you to gather a variety of objects under one name. Okay, so we can combine some multiple objects in a list. Okay, we can define this A, B, C, and we can combine all of them in the list function. Okay. If you type D in the R console, you can see the objects in here. In order to identify elements of a list using the double bracket convention in here. Okay, so in order to identify a specific element of a list, you can use double bracket. Okay, if you put 1 inside of the double bracket, you can get the first element of the list. Okay. Let me explain multiple vector computations, element by element multiplication and division. Okay. A is defined as you can see, B is defined. Then if you use asterisk and slash, you can conduct element by element multiplication and division. Also, this is more important, matrix multiplication. Okay, we can define this matrix and then matrix. In order to conduct matrix multiplication, you need to use this one, %, asterisk, and %. This is very important. Okay. Also, this is a vector dot product. Okay, we can define vectors in here. In order to get vector dot product, you can use this symbol asterisk. Okay. Next is sum and mean. Okay, we defined this vector. You calculate the sum of the vector values. Also, you can calculate cumulative sum. Okay. Also, the matrix A was defined. We can get a total sum of all the elements in here. Also, we can calculate column sums. Okay, column sums. We can calculate the sums column by column, and we can get row sums. We can calculate row by row in order to get the sums, and you can use mean function in here. Okay, column means, okay, row means. Okay, similarly. Also, we can calculate standard deviation or variance. Okay, use SD function. SD stands for standard deviation. Okay, also you can calculate the variance first. Also you can calculate the square root of the variance. Then which will be the standard deviation. Okay. Also, if you are familiar with statistics, you may calculate covariance matrix. Okay. Most of all, I like to emphasize this apply function. Okay, so this function is specially designed for matrix and vector computation. Okay, so if you put 1 in here, it is a calculation for rows. Okay, if you put 2, this calculation is for columns. Okay, so we put the matrix A and we want standard deviation by columns. Okay, in this case, we can calculate the standard deviation by rows if you put 2. Okay, so also you can calculate the minimums and maximums and the range. Okay, also the difference between the range, and you can get the positions of the minimum, the positions of the maximum. Okay, in using R, you should be able to write any objects or data set to CSV files. Similarly, you should be able to read objects or data frames from CSV files. Okay, so in writing a CSV file, you need to use this function, write.csv. Okay. On the other hand, you can use read.csv in reading CSV files in Excel. Also, probability and random variables. Okay, so this function rnorm generates a random number from normal distribution with mu and sigma. Okay, this is important. Pnorm x, comma mu, sigma. Okay, compute cumulative distribution function value at x for random variable from normal distribution with mu and sigma. Okay, so in using control chart, we should be able to calculate the cumulative distribution function value. Okay, which is called jet. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Okay, in using control chart, you are supposed to get this value, G. Okay, this is the cumulative distribution function value. Okay, also, qnorm function computes quantile function value at P, cumulative probability from normal distribution with mu and sigma. Okay. In deciding control limits of control charts, we need to get this G value. In order to get G value, we need to use this qnorm function, not this one. Okay, so this is important. Okay, graphics. Okay, we can generate the random numbers in here, and we can get this numerical vector named with y. Then if we put this function summary, you will get this descriptive statistics, as you can see. Also, if you use VAR, you can get the variance over R, and the hist function generates histograms. Okay, so then also if you run plot function, you will draw a scatter plot, as you can see. Okay, today we briefly run and study R basics Okay, so I strongly recommend you to practice the R programming on your own. Okay, thank you for listening to me. Bye bye.